Alright, so we just got done with our driver's side engine compartment. Then remember, always double check the book. You know, some states have a little bit of differences or whatever, and plus I forget sometimes, so just always double check your book. Moving back, I'm going to get to my fuel tank here. I want to make sure my fuel tank is properly mounted secure, not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. And since it's a fuel tank, we want to make sure it's not leaking. We got our fuel lines right here. We want to make sure they're properly mounted secure, not cut, chase, spliced, worn, or damaged. And again, they're not leaking. Now right here, I got my fuel cap. I'm going to take the fuel cap off so y'all can see. Three things we want to remember about our fuel cap. One, we got our lanyard here, or chain. We got our little rubber O-ring there. And we want to make sure that fuel cap is on there tight. So that's the three things we want to say about our fuel cap. So that's pretty much everything about our fuel tank other than our steps. Now one thing, you know, we always say properly mount secure, but when it comes to steps, you want to always say what is properly mount secure to. Like, so here, I'm going to say these are my steps here. I want to check them. They're properly mount secure to the fuel tank. They're not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. They're solid. And what that means is when I put my foot on there, you know, it's not going to be shifting underneath my feet. And we want to make sure they're clean and free of any debris, so we don't want trash on them. So from there, I'm going to come to my door here, making sure my door is free of damage. I want to check that the door opens and closes properly from the outside. And we're not going to talk about the mirrors and the brackets and stuff because we talked about it over there. Now you can, it's your pre-trip, you do it however you want to do it, but I suggest you do it the same way every time. That way it just helps you remember it all. So our door is free of damage. Make sure our door opens and closes properly from the outside. This is just our initial end cap, because a lot of this stuff we can just see better standing beside the truck. We want to make sure the door locks properly from the inside. We got our hinges and seals. It says hinges and seals in the book. I'm not exactly for sure what the seals are, but we want to make sure they're properly mounted secure, not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. We got our weather stripping right here. We want to make sure it's all properly mounted secure, not cut, chased, spliced, worn, or damaged. It's not missing. Now this truck has got 3 pedals. We got a clutch pedal here, brake pedal, fuel pedal, all 3 properly mounted secure, not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. We want to make sure they're not sticking or anything like that. Our floorboard here, we want to make sure it's clean and free of debris. Don't want anything rolling underneath our feet when we're trying to press the clutch or the brake. So our seat right here is properly mounted secure to the cab. Moving back, we've got our seat belt. Seat belt is properly mounted secure. It adjusts properly, latches correctly, and it is not ripped or frayed. And behind the seat, we've got our fire extinguisher. That's our fire extinguisher right here. We just want to make sure it's properly charged and rated. Now, behind the passenger seat over there, we have the 3 reflective triangles. And in the glove box over here, we have 6 spare electrical fuses. Now, if you're taking your test and you say I have 6 spare fuses, that's not going to be good enough. If you say I have 6 electrical fuses, that's not going to be good enough. You have to say 6 spare electrical fuses. You have to include all that. All right, from there I'm going to go to my exhaust. I want to make sure all my exhaust is properly mounted secure, not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. All my fittings are tight, and I'm going to be checking for exhaust leaks. A couple things that could tell me if I had an exhaust leak would be rust or carbon soot. Rust or carbon soot. I got my header board right here. It's properly mounted secure, not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. Now in the book, it says it is free of damage. So there's a little discrepancy there. And we always want to make sure it is able to restrain cargo. So, able to restrain cargo. As you move back down the side of the vehicle here, you've got your marker lights. You're just going to do those just like you did the marker lights up top. Properly mounted secure, not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. Flame clearing, functional, and amber in color. Our truck right here, these are called curbside doors. You just want to make sure they open and close properly from the outside, and they're not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged, and of course properly mounted secure. Underneath the truck, you got your axle and your couplings. Now what we probably call a universal joint, but they call it a coupling in the book. If you look down right here, you can see it. So you got your drive shaft right here. So you want to make sure your drive shaft right there is properly mounted secure. Your drive shaft and coupling, properly mounted secure, not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. And you're going to look in your coupling right here for any foreign objects. So, and that's pretty much it. Then you got your frame, you got your longitudinal members, cross members, box and floor. And we're looking for cracks, holes, broken welds, and damage. Now, to the right over here, you see the brake chamber right here. We got our brake chambers. And we're going to do that the same way as we did the brake chamber up there. You got our push rod slack adjuster or suspension. It's all the same thing. We're just repeating ourselves. Now the tire right here, we've got 2 tires back here. Remember, you got to do them both. You can't just do one and not the other. So make sure you do both tires. You do your brake inside there, you drum, you're going to have cracks and distortions. That's on 2 rims and the lug nuts. Now in between the tires, you've got your bud spacing. 3 things other than your phrases you have to remember. You're going to make sure it's centered, evenly spaced, and not rusted through. So if I was, say I'm taking my test and I'm checking my bud spacers, I'm going to say, okay, here's my bud spacers. They're probably now secure, not cracked, been broken, or damaged. I'm going to make sure they're evenly spaced, they're centered, and not rusted through. And also in between the tires right here, you want to check for any foreign objects or debris or anything. Now this truck right here, it's on when you're doing the suspension, it's really easy to forget the shock because the shock's way far in the back and it's hard to see. So just you know, be mindful of stuff like that. Because some vehicles, you know, it's hard to see certain things. Now back here on the front, there we got a hub oil seal. Now back here we have an axle seal because this tire is under power. So this would be our splash guard. That would be our mud flap. And I think it says in the book, like on the tag, it says just make sure it's in date. So I'd say it's probably mount secure, not cracked, been broken, or damaged. And the tag, it's all in date. And now we're going to get back here. This is a pintle hook. That's what type of attachment we have. And that's kind of why we wanted to do it, because a lot of videos don't show stuff like this. And we wanted to help anybody out that had an issue with it. So I would start right here. Well, you got your glad hands right here. So we want to make sure both glad hands, my service and emergency, they're both properly mount secure, not cracked, been broken, or damaged. You've got a little rubber seal in here, so we want to make sure that's not missing or damaged. And when we would connect it to the trailer, we would release the brakes and we'd come back here and listen to make sure we didn't have any leaks. Now we're going to come over here to our pintle hook, or coupling. They call it the coupling. I like to start from the outside, work my way in. Now, this trailer, we just use it for practice, so I don't have my electrical cable hooked up. But if this trailer had my electrical cable here, I would check that it's properly mount secure at both ends. Now that's important on any of your coupling, whether it's a tractor trailer or if you've got a pintle hook, but you got to make sure it's tight at both ends. It's properly connected at both ends. The electrical cable is it's properly mount secure at both ends. It's not cut, chased, spliced, worn, or damaged. It's not tangled or pinched. It's not rubbing against the trailer or the truck. From there, we're going to get to our chains here. First off, our chains are probably mount secure. They're connected at all 4 attachment points. The hooks are facing inward toward each other. The chain is in a crisscross position in case the trailer fell. It would land on the chains. There's no excessive slack and they're not kinked. From there, I'm going to get to my pintle hook. I got my pintle hook mounting bracket here. It's properly mount secure, not cracked, broken, or damaged. No loose or missing nuts and bolts. Then I've got my pintle hook right here. It's probably mount secure, not cracked, broken, or damaged. I'm going to check for any loose or missing parts on that. It's in a closed and locked position. I'm going to check that I have my safety latch here. It's probably mount secure. I got my hitch release lever. It's probably mount secure. I'm going to check my pintle hook and my tongue here for excessive wear and stress cracks. As I move on toward the back here, I'm going to check the tongue of the trailer, the frame here. I've got my longitudinal members, cross members, box, and floor. Now what we said before was we're looking for cracks, holes, broken welds, and damage. But here we're going to add 2 more. We're going to make sure it's not bent or twisted. Bent or twisted. Now this is my landing gear in this truck. We want to make sure it's in the upright stowed position. It's properly mount secure, not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. Now this landing gear is hydraulically operated. So I'm going to check my hydraulic hoses here. They're probably mount secure, not cut, chased, spliced, worn, or damaged. I'm going to check that they're not leaking. I'm going to look for any loose or missing parts on my landing gear here. Then I've got my landing gear support frame. It's properly mount secure, not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. No loose or missing parts there. Over here, I've got my tongue storage area. This is my tongue storage. I got a battery here. Just all this stuff is a tongue storage area. 3 things to remember other than your phrase. Let's see, it's probably mount secure. It's not cracked, bent, broken, or damaged. You want to check that the cargo is secure, the floor is solid. And dang, I just screwed that up. Huh?